What is going on, people? Today is a good day. I'm going to give y'all guys a update on my heart attack recovery, fourth quarter, and new business training. All that's going down in this live stream, which was brought to you by Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills. We're going to have some awesome Black Friday promotions. They're going to start dropping probably Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday. And there's going to be some new offers for you to take advantage of. So keep that in your stocking. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this recovery. And it has been an amazing journey. Let me just go ahead and tell you about my mood. My mood is super calorific fragilation. I'm in a really good mood. I got Alexa's been playing Christmas music all day. My maid came and cleaned up the house. It's looking spiffy, and this is something else about my housekeeper. She has a wonderful sense of where stuff goes, and she'll move some stuff, and it'll be in a spot. And it'll just make sense where it should be. But today, this was my third awesome workout. Let me go ahead and update y'all quickly. I had a heart attack late March, early April. And we're 6 months from that date. And I lost 30 pounds in the hospital. I was in the hospital almost 3 weeks. And I wasn't able to work out. I was able to walk, but I wasn't able to work out. My cardiologist didn't have a problem with me working out with weights. But it's been hit or miss. Like I would have a good workout, then I would have 2 or 3 bad workouts. And I just kept plugging along. And today, and this is far below my old numbers, but it's very encouraging. I benched 225. I've been struggling with 135 for the longest. I benched 225 one time. I squatted 305 and I deadlifted 415. Very encouraging where the numbers are going. I can see the difference in my body. My muscles are coming back. My disposition has improved. It's going well. Matter of fact, I can show y'all some stuff. I went to the doctor. Let me bring this up. Okay. Doesn't want to. Yeah, I'm in a real good mood. I'm in a good mood. Let me show y'all something. This is one of the chosens. That's the number one right there. That's the number one. So I just got off the phone with her. She always puts me in a good mood. It is interesting because I want to show y'all this. Went to the doctor. That's my heart. I had to get that checked out. They did an echocardiogram, and it's looking pretty good. The tech didn't freak out enough while she was doing the procedure. So the recovery, aside from the numbers in the weight room, because I feel that the way that things going, I might be able to bench 275 by the end of the year, which would be great. It would be great because that would bring my chest back. My shoulders are coming back. My thighs are coming back. And the goal is to not gain the fat back. So I've only gained like 5 pounds, but it's all been muscle because I can see it. So, and also the diet has been on point. I don't eat a lot of junk food. I don't partake in a lot of bad stuff. So that's helping. I'm taking my medication twice a day for life. That's the way it's got to be, unless my blood pressure just goes down. But I'm feeling good. And for the kind of heart attack that I had, complete blockage, it was on the left side. I couldn't even lay on my left side because of the damage and stuff. But the update is things are on the upswing. January, I'm taking this skiing trip. I don't know which one of my honeys I'm taking, but it might be the one I showed you because she's a really good girl. Really, really good girl. So one of the things that I want to, let you guys know as a public service announcement is to get your blood pressure checked on the regularly. Most mornings I wake up and I put my blood pressure cuff on to check my blood pressure because that's what did me in. I had unregulated high blood pressure. So be sure to get your blood pressure monitored to know what your numbers are. And one of my friends on Facebook was talking about he was giving out people cuffs because this is a huge, huge problem. I was working out. I thought I was eating halfway okay, and I had unregulated, unchecked high blood pressure, which damaged my kidneys as well as my heart and my kidneys. I went to the kidney doctor. My kidneys are slowly healing up. So it's a party up here in the penthouse. It's a party up here. Things are going well. And I'm just in a really good mood. And, this is something that's just extra. I love to watch Lamar Jackson play football. I love his attitude. The thing about Lamar Jackson is when they're playing football, they're having a party. Because when you see him on the sidelines, he's talking to his teammates. Everybody's happy. I like that. Everybody's happy. And one of the things is, because I may do like a live stream on Black Friday. I may just let it go. I don't know. But I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good place. And I feel good. There is nothing better than feeling good. Because the heart attack messed me up. I mean, I had this mystery footage where my foot would just swell up. Wasn't injured. I had to go get some acupuncture on that. My foot would just swell up and I couldn't walk and I was on crutches. And it can't, and it'll come back, but it'll last like one day. And last time I had the crutches. I used the crutches because intentionally taking the pressure off of it, it heals right up. This is my new normal. I got to take medication for the rest of my life. And I got to watch what I do. And it's very important because I got a treadmill in the living room. And probably next week, I'm going to start doing that first thing in the morning. Bring that cardio in there. But that's the update. Your hustling godfather is on the mend. We back in the saddle. We're about to get doing some more business training. So be sure, everybody, check out your blood pressure. Be sure to get your blood pressure checked to know what's going on with your numbers and go see a doctor, because like I said, I thought I was good, but I wasn't good. I was actually, my blood pressure, they said was ridiculously high. And, I'm just, the feeling of not having high blood pressure because my pressure is regulated by my medication. So currently I don't have high blood pressure. It's in check. I wake up most mornings. It's 127 over 78 or 132 over. That's where it is. Be sure to get that checked out because, fortunately for me, I was in a situation where I got the best medical care. I had the best doctors. I had the best treatment because, and it literally took me 5 minutes to get to the hospital, 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know. So that's just one of the, literally the hospital ain't that far. It ain't that far from where I live. So that was another, I think, factor in me making this recovery because, like I said, I would go down, and I had my heart attack working out. So that's spooky because I still haven't got on that Smith machine because that's where, whenever it went wrong, I was on the Smith machine, then it just felt heavy and I started breathing a certain way. And maybe that was going to happen that day. Maybe it was going to be put off. I don't know. But it happened when it happened and I got the appropriate treatment. So be looking out for yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you know what your blood pressure. It's the silent killer. I could be dead right now if it wasn't for quick action and getting to the hospital. I probably got to the hospital about 45 minutes after the heart attack started. Then it accelerated when I got into the hospital. I remember rolling up to the ER and I was like, I can't breathe. And that was my system shutting down because my heart was completely blocked. So oxygen wasn't getting to it was a nasty, nasty situation. I have one stent in my heart to unclog that blockage. And that's why I got to take a little aspirin every day to keep everything flowing smoothly. So that's what's going on. I'm thrilled, man. I am thrilled. Let me go through the chat. Damon Jones, you ain't never lied. There's some very scary stuff. Andrew Johnson, I agree. Smokehouse, I used to do 700, bruh. I'm still trying to get back to that. Jeremy, as Jocko Willock said, going through the motions better than nothing at all. Some of those workouts, man, they were just nasty. I kept at it. I just kept at it and I kept at it. Shortchange, because there's been some big jumps. To the 225 was a surprise, but I could get that today. So 275 by December would be great. Thank you, Apple Mac. What's up, Matthew Campbell? I don't know about some jiu-jitsu, but I'm thinking about taking dance lessons. Oh, she's a beauty, Smokehouse. She's beauty. All right, Determined Soul. Antonio Williams. Good Lord, man. I'm sorry to hear that. My oldest son mom died the 2nd of this month from cancer. Man, that's my best friend died from cancer, and that's some nasty, nasty stuff. Bless you, man, because that's hard to go through. I don't know about the plant-based diet, but I may get there. Off the meat, you get off the blood pressure medication. Produce, yes, health is wealth. Thank you, Kenny P. Shortchange, when I'm heavier, bench presses go up, but pull-ups take a dip. I haven't even gotten to the pull-ups yet. I don't even know if I could do a pull-up, but I'm working on it. Will, I'm interested in H undergrad. What's the difference between the basic and the premium? The basic doesn't come with the art of holding. That's the difference. Life for a business. A lot of us black men don't go to the doctor at all. This is true. All right, Chevy B. Thank you, Gar Spitta. Eat Sensei. No, I haven't tried Dr. Sebi's pills, but I keep hearing about that. All right, Chevy B. Produce justice, you get what you pay for. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do any yoga. All right, Samuel, appreciate it. See Game Changer on Netflix. Very powerful information. All right. All right, Gideon Clogo. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Chevy B. I think I'm like at 90%, man, aside from lifting weights. Get in, I agree. This is the second time that I've escaped death. Behind the lens, glad you made it to pass on your testimony. Yeah, man, everybody needs to get their blood pressure checked. Sepsis is nasty, man. Lavish Chick Boutique. I take medicine for high blood pressure. Our people are more high risk. You're such a hard worker. Be careful. Oh, I take care of myself, man. Thank you, Kindle Vision. YOLO Spirit. All right. So my brother has stage 3 liver cancer. So he's rejecting the chemo and looking into a holistic approach. Wow, man. Y'all be blessed out there because that cancer is no joke. My best friend in life, my business partner, Francine, died from colon cancer. And just watching that whole process, you actually, because when a family member or a close friend gets cancer, the whole circle gets cancer. Everybody's dealing with that in their own level. Because her brother, he couldn't even come visit her. He was so broke up about it. I mean, he was just really, really messed up. And, everyone takes this their own way. Samuel, my pops passed away from liver cancer, stemmed from hemp B, not a game. Hey. All right. So let's get into the new training. I'm going to do this through ClickFunnels because you could build online courses with ClickFunnels. And this is going to be different from anything that I've ever done. I have put together all kinds of courses and stuff, but this one is going to be different because I've started GC Solutions, which was a successful business, Conundrum Publishing, which was a successful business. Then I changed Conundrum Publishing to Mac Daddy Media, which was a successful business. And this whole course will be about playing to your strengths. And this is something that Gary Vee is very big on. This is why most businesses fail. People go out and start a business that is not in alignment with what they're good at. I've observed this over the years. Like my friend Scott, he got into panel systems. He went and bought some panel systems for his company, and he found out that there were literally all these panels that were just around that if you would remove them, because see, you ever look at office space, you'll see that a lot of the times that the cubicles are still there because it's a high cost of removal. Well, they learned how to remove these panels by themselves, so they were getting their product for free and selling it at a markup. So one of the things we're going to talk about, because this is a big question I get all of the time, what business should I go into? And I'm going to create an exploratory process to help you answer that question. Determined soul, yeah, my streams of income make a huge factors. Inspired by Ebony, my friend's fighting prostate cancer. Yeah, Curve, go get your blood pressure checked, man. Cash for only, we use Dr. Subi's diet to beat my ex-girlfriend's cancer. All right, Dominic. All right, so y'all putting in some serious information about health and treatment. So people who come after this live stream, be sure to check the chat because they're dropping some gems in there. But it's fourth quarter, and one of the things that I'm going to do is come up with this new training, which will be different because, like I said, the biggest issue why so many people do not get started is they don't know what to do. Like you go to Hustlers Kung Fu and you get confused. You ain't gonna spend any money if you don't know what you're getting. And that pause is such a big burden for so many people. What kind of business should I start? So we're going to talk about it because the first thing is all my businesses that were successful, because I had a bunch that were not successful because I didn't know what I was doing. My first 5 businesses tanked. The first one was a picture with your pooch. The world wasn't ready for that back then in 1987. They weren't ready for that. I went to Wolf Camera, got myself a fancy camera. Didn't even know how to, I had a camera, a Pentax camera that I learned how to take photos. So I was going to use this fancy new camera, which had all the bells and whistles. I went to Wolf Camera, got a $1,500 credit card, $1,500 credit limit. Put an ad in the newspaper. That was $300. And installed a phone in my room, which was like another $150. So I was out almost $2K. Now, $2,000 in 1987 was a grip. $2,000. So, and I put the ad in the paper and my phone did not ring. And I put the ad back in the paper and I put it back in the paper. And my phone didn't ring. Didn't know what I was doing. I did no research. I just thought it was a good idea and I acted on it. My second business, which I failed, was selling stuff out the back of a catalog. And I could always sell the stuff for what the wholesale cost was. It was just hard to get more than wholesale costs. And it slowly dawned on me that the catalog price were geared where the company with the catalog, they would always do well. Thank you, Dominic. All right, Davey. After having a heart attack, you get anxiety. That's something I never got any anxiety. But I've almost died before. Man, I was so mad when that didn't work out. I literally threw my old camera against the wall and broke it. I was just so pissed off. Then the catalog business, I managed to sell a lot of products, but I didn't make a lot of money. Then the Janet King thing, that 13%, woo, that 13% was huge. That didn't work out. And, those businesses didn't work out because none of those businesses were geared toward my strengths. Not one of them. So let's look at how Conundrum Publishing, which was making money A to Z with self-storage unit auctions, that was that company. I was in the storage auction business for almost a decade. I knew the business forward and backwards. People were writing that book. It's like, man, I read your book and I went to the auction and it was like I was a pro. I knew what I was doing. I knew how to bid. I knew how to engage. The book was thorough. It played to my strength. I knew what I was talking about. I knew what I was talking about. Then the YouTube business, 401k, LLCs. I knew what I was talking about. See, one of the things I'm going to teach you guys is how to create a business that plays to your strength. Because all the people I've seen that have created businesses that play to their strength have won. The folks who go off and like, hey, I'm going to do Forex. And they lose all their money. James Lewis, don't. No, that's not true. I believe you said premium comes for future live trainings. No. Yeah, that's the 13% royalty that Janet King takes. It is quite hefty. once you get started. And this is the thing at the time. I don't know if they don't quote me on this, but at the time, if you were to go out and get new business on your own, aside from the business they gave you, they still wanted 13% of that too. It was crushing. It was really, really crushing. And I learned, and this was when I was in the military, and this is when I still had that U.S. United States military army paycheck to depend on. So whether my businesses worked out or not, I had a place to stay, I got paid, and I had a place to eat. But I didn't know what I was doing because I was so hungry for success. I was so hungry to make money that I was just, Entrepreneur Magazine. I was ordering all of these crazy courses out the back of these magazines because I just knew that this existed. I knew that it existed. I knew it was out there, but I just didn't have the tools to access it. I didn't have a mentor. My first mentor about business came to me with business environments. And this was one of these guys, and they pulled me into his office. Hey, you need to start an LLC and have your checks go to your LLC and through your corporation. Dude just literally wrote some stuff on the whiteboard, spelled it all out for me. And this is the thing. This dude was driving a Ferrari. He's about 60 years old, and he worked there part-time. And I was like, he driving a Ferrari. He does not look like there's a moment of stress. So the next day, I went ahead and did all that. Set up my LLC and everything. And the rest is history. I still got some LLCs that was in my dead business partner's name, which are still active. Long as you pay those administration fees, nobody cares if the organizer has died. The bank accounts are still open. Just extra protection. All right, Benny. Dominic, Dijon, Craig. Yeah, play your strength. All right, I'm also a veteran. I worked for Janet King for a short time years ago as a commercial kitchen cleaner. BMW 735i working part-time. Eric, I'm going hands down. I'm glad I started from nothing with my construction cleaning company. One of the things that with this business education, because one of the things I'm going to do, because I went ahead and signed up for ClickFunnels today, and I'm going to start building it out. And we'll probably do it not this Friday, but next Friday. I'll be talking about it because we're going to have live training with this course, and everybody wants to talk to me, but to talk to me one-on-one, it's going to have to be group training. I'm going to have to put together a group of people, and we're going to talk about what issues you're having with the course material, what problems you're having, because one of the things, and this is, why, the health recovery and my energy level is almost back to where it was. And working out helped, because I've been working out for a few months. It's just been a disaster. It's been a dumpster fire. So, we're going to talk about you. And this is one of the things, because people like how to do Shopify. Go ahead and do Shopify, and all the training's working on Shopify. Here's the thing that I want you guys to understand. There's 1,000,001 businesses you can start that can make you rich. Let's say you live out in the country and your strength is everybody knows and likes you. You can pretty much pull out anything and start selling it, and people going to buy it because they know and like you. That's a strength that many people will disregard. And this is another reason that a lot of people don't do well. Whatever is their strength, they're tired of doing it and they don't want to do it anymore. I had to talk a friend out of selling her business. She wanted to sell it for $500,000. And I actually sat her down, talked her down. I was like, no, this is what you do. Understand you weary. Understand you tired of doing this. This is what you do. You go ahead and hire another you and train another you, and you keep the company. So she went out and hired this person, paid them like 110 to do what she was doing for 250. Guess what? The company grew to $1 million company. So she's paying her that 110, but she get like 750. And she was gonna sell that company for 500,000. I knew it was just a cash cow, just the way it was a property management company. I was just like, don't sell, don't sell. Make what you get rid of what you don't want to do, but don't sell. And you know, she started a restaurant. That's with her father. I went to her dad's funeral, and he started a restaurant. And that's what she wanted to do, and it was her heart. She started a restaurant. So she's got that business making all that money, and she got the restaurant, and the restaurant took off. So play to your strengths. No, I don't have a vision board. Um, I do scripted days. Show my wife your video. She started Jessica Beauty. We made a bag. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that next year. Martin Martiz, if you're already an influencer, you just got to mention products and they can sell. Once you become an influencer, like I can sit here and say, hey, go buy this book. And X amount of people would literally go buy that book. That's how an influencer sells. Just bring it up. That's all you gotta do. Benny, because most people start businesses that don't play to their strength. Benny, my parents are restaurant owners. That's a hard business. You're married to that business. Thank you, engineer life skills. Alexis, true. I've been in commercial contract management for 14 years. Decided to do a deep dive into government contracting. Started a console business. I don't like the. Yeah, because Alexis, I guarantee you, like, this is one of the things, and this is because I know how people are successful. That there was this guy, he had this girl. She left her job. She started a company. She took her course. She was amazingly successful, but she wasn't amazingly successful 100% because of his course. She had industry knowledge, and I went to her LinkedIn page, and people were referring her. She was well liked. So the minute she hung up her shingle, people started throwing money at her. It was already because of the reputation and the career that she had built. The course gave her structure, but that's all the course did. Without the other elements, her personality, her reputation, she wouldn't have been that successful. But she played to her strength. Erica Williams, yes, I got 7 contractors and 2 VAs. It gives you such a relief when you have to create them work. Yep, Benny, that is a course. Wilson, I'm still working on that. I'll let you know. Thanks, Martin. Erica, go, yep, my VAs are awesome, well worth the money spent. So, one of the things that, because, with my, hold on, let me do this. Education, because one of the things I've realized is I've got to make this stuff more simple and break up these concepts even further down than I thought that I already did. All right. Oh, let me take y'all. All right. This is the new personal finance channel. It's going to be very different than other personal finance channels. Like, is already very different. And one of the things is I just started the channel. I didn't do my cover art and all this other stuff. That's going to come later. But this personal finance for couples, it's doing well because I only got like 200 and 265 subscribers, but this video's got 525 views. This video is starting to do well, and this one I just put up today, how to build good credit, what you do with your first credit card. I got some haters. The thumbs down is just people who came from the main channel just to be assholes. So these are going to be playlists because, you want to subscribe to this. And let me go ahead and put that in the comments because we're going to go very deep because this is part of the new training. One of the things is I'm not going to tell you how to buy a new car with financing. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to make money where you can pay cash for a car. One of the key components to this channel for personal finance is how to make money. Because all these other finance channels talk about how to invest money. But once again, it really depends on how much money you're making. And half of the country doesn't make enough money to invest. All right, engineer life skills. Thank you, Junie. Expac, your boy Max Maxwell was on the Earn Your Leisure podcast. All right, they're getting around. Well, restaurants are the worst business if you don't know what you're doing. Well, it depends. There should be a business. If you got property and assets, that's a whole different conversation. Pro Deuce gave my niece the Couples for Link. She and her fiance in college. She liked it a lot. Yeah, because one of the things I'm trying to do with this new channel is start people with, you give them the right financial education. Because if I got in this education a long time ago when I was married, once again, it just makes a big difference. Thank you. All right, so that's the new channel. So one of the things we're going to talk about consistently is how to make money. And I'm going to take you through a credit card journey. And this is one of the things about having parents who are financially savvy. Like my daughter has great credit because I took her and put her on one of my credit cards. And if you know the game, you don't even have to give them the credit card. They don't even have to use the credit card. I put her on my oldest credit card and she had like a 730 score within 2 months. One credit card. So as a parent, you get your kids started. You just put them on one of your credit cards when they're 18 and call them in, give them their social security number, and they'll start reporting that credit history on their credit report. And a lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people are like, oh, make someone an authorized user on my credit card. Oh, hell's no, I ain't going to do that. You don't even have to give them the credit card. for it to work. They don't even have to use it. You just have to maintain your good payment record. My daughter has like an 800, almost an 800 score, and she's got like 6 credit cards. And all it took was that first authorized user on her credit report. That's all it took. So I'll be talking about that. Like the latest video talks about how to start your credit profile and how to get the big boy limits. And I'll be talking about these techniques that I have used for family and, to set up your credit limits. Benny, that's the problem. 35-year, you ain't going to invest nothing. My buddy was like, well, I invest $10 every 2 weeks into my 401k. They ain't gonna really move the needle. $10 in his 401k, that's $20 a month. That's $240 a year. I'm gonna tell you the tale of 2 chicks I was dating. I was dating this one chick who was a teacher, and this was around the time that my partner was dying, and we were selling my partner's car. And I said, yeah, I can get you a good deal on that car. How much money you got saved? And I asked her, how much money do you have saved? And she said about 15,000. And then we get the conversation evolved, and it was her 401k money. And it's like, how long you been working on that? She said about 10 years. It took her 10 years to get 15K in her 401. I was dating another chick. She invested $15,000 per year. See, you need to be investing $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year to see some real economic impact. $5,000 a year consistently over 30 years. That's a long, long time, man. Thank you, Casheroni. Yep, put my daughter as an authorized user, never gave her the card. Great score. That's all it takes. Investments and mindset. Well, see, one of the things we're going to talk about on the personal finance channel, one of the things I have different tabs. I have different, like, let me go ahead and break it down for you. And this will be part of the new training because I'm going to do some products for this. Like how to build a good credit score, that's a playlist. How to make money, make more money, that's going to be a playlist. Beginning investors, where to start, that's a playlist. Personal finance for entrepreneurs, that's a playlist. Personal finance for couples, that's a playlist. And the goal is to put up 3 videos a week: Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and just keep that going. Because one of the things I have learned is, it's a system and it's a sequence on how to start a YouTube channel. Like, no, normally I would have the cover art and all that stuff done. I didn't even go about that. I just started making videos because I need to get more data. Because I already can tell personal finance for couples is going to do very well. It's going to do very, very well. So go ahead and subscribe, because I'm going to be putting content on this channel that I'm not putting on this channel. This channel is going to be more of my current event. This is what's going down. Opinion of the day. All kind of crazy stuff's going to go on this channel. This is what we'll be talking about here. Produce justice. A lot of people don't know that. Because see, one of the things is that folks who listen to this channel, you know a lot of stuff. You may have already known this before you came to the channel, but you coming to a channel, an echo chamber of like-minded individuals. So everybody knows this stuff, but when you go out further into the world, there's a ton of people who don't know this stuff. Veggios, I don't know, like Art of Holding doesn't come with the basic one. I don't know which one you got. So if you don't have it, more than likely that's not what you got. But I'm going to make all that clear for the Black Friday. Our Axe Nation, what are your thoughts on the possibility of universal basic income boosting entrepreneurship? I don't think it's going to boost entrepreneurship. The folks who want to be entrepreneurs are going to be entrepreneurs. And most folks are just going to take that money and blow it. on weed, blow, and prostitutes. That's what they would do. Or they use it to pay bills. Dang, Casheroni. Benny, sometimes they will. Most often they won't. Romero going back to long truck and hauling, going to start a channel. I have no idea where to begin. Well, just get started, man. Just get started. Another thing that's probably going to come in 2020 is I'm going to create a YouTube course, but it's not going to be how to do YouTube. There's two elements to doing YouTube and making money. Now, you can have a really successful channel and just be like an influencer and mention stuff and people will buy. But if you really want to crank up the juice, there are certain sequences that if you embed in your videos, this is what I've done over at Disruptive Mail. And that channel makes like 11, 12K a month with only 1,900 subscribers. Because one of the things is, and this is why I'm going to start a new platform on ClickFunnels, is I kept Disruptive Mail pretty simple. There's only 5 courses. That's it. And if I add anything else, I may create another platform. Because see, you go to Hustlers Kung Fu, you see all these courses. It's like, where do I start? And there's confusion, there's anxiety. You don't want to make the wrong decision. So I'm going to actually change that with the new training and stuff. Brolistic, thanks for the $2 super chat. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to create this training on how to start a business and just keep it really streamlined on how to start a business. And, because the first thing is, whether it's an online business or an offline business, is the conception phase and the play into your strength phase. That's so important because when I started businesses that play to my strength, I started winning. And a lot of folks go out here and like, that looks like a good business to start. And they jump in and they got to learn all this new stuff. And then they're trying to maintain their lifestyle and crash and burn. Crash and burn. So you're the financial equivalent of Tariq Nasheed. That's funny. That is hilarious. So one of the things that we're going to do in this new training is do deep dives into the mindset of a successful entrepreneur. You could be an entrepreneur. You go out there and start a business and become an entrepreneur. But what's going to make you a successful entrepreneur are a few distinct nuances in the way that you think and take action. Like, take the personal finance channel that I started, because once again, the reason that people are having problems is a lack of a financial education. If you have a good financial education, you're not going to be making $50,000 and go out and buy a $35,000 car. You're going to crunch the numbers and realize that $35,000 car out of your 50K is almost taking a G out of your check. Or in some cases, if you got tickets and you got higher insurance, even more. One of the things is that, no car notes. It's about re-educating people on what car notes do. Do you know that if you buy 7 cars in the course of your financial lifetime, that can delay retirement 15, 20 years? And it's the interest that you pay on these cars. And there's going to be all kinds of content on the personal finance channel. So be sure to subscribe because I can't put it on this channel because this channel, the issue with this channel is it's too top heavy. And I'm going to keep everything on the personal finance channel on personal finance. And then I'm going to start another one. Smokehouse, there's definitely money out there. Find a niche that fits the lifestyle you want. That's the key word. Find a niche that fits the lifestyle. I wanted a certain type of lifestyle. I didn't want to be in traffic. I didn't want to drive. I mean, after, storage structure business, don't get me wrong, I love that. But man, I was always stuck in traffic. Sometimes I had to go load the truck and just sit somewhere and have dinner because I wasn't going to get home any faster. Just wait till the traffic die down. Getting home at 9, 10 o'clock at night, getting up at 4:30 in the morning, going up, loading the unit before the auction started. And traffic dictated my day, and I just was sick of it. So the next lifestyle, there was no traffic. All right, Benny. Thank you, Dominic. Well, there's a difference between Boyce and me. I've run real businesses. The only businesses that Boyce has run is the business of creating education to teach people how to get money. He's never run, like I have run a retail establishment. I've run stores. I've sold commercial office furniture. I have run outside businesses outside of my education business. And one of the things that, like the retail experience was so profound because I used to watch my customers and I would ask them questions and I would see what they would look at and I would see what they would touch. And and that's one of the reasons that Gary Vee has all of this acumen is from working in that liquor store and dealing with real customers for 10 years. That's where he picked up a lot of his skills because, I mean, in a storefront, you just sitting there chilling, waiting for folks to come in. Let's see. Aaron, the link's in the chat. I just put it in there. The personal finance channel is up. Melly Mel, that's true. That's why the lifestyle profile is so important and to be done before the dream girl profile. Yeah, because one of the things that you guys have got to understand is because we're going to talk about this in the training. And I learned this from Earl Nightingale. Whatever you want in America, you can have. First thing is, you got to know what you want. You got to know what you want. And a lot of people are kind of half in on their wants. Like this little story. My my ex-girlfriend moved out, and this is what she was planning on getting. She was going to get that Porsche. What is it? Not the Cayenne, the Macan. She was going to get that Porsche Macan, and she does all this other stuff. Now that she's living on her own, she's going to get a Range Rover, which is $30,000 less. And it's just funny, when we were talking in all the conversations, it's like she started downgrading her lifestyle because she couldn't do what she wanted to do because she's no longer living with me. And this is what people do. It's an automatic process. Now, what I teach and how I live is if I want it, how do I make the money to get what I want? Versus settling. Like, this house is 5,000 square feet, and it's just me up in here. And more than likely, the next one is going to be probably the same size or a little bit bigger because I got all these studios up in here. And it's just me. I didn't buy this. I didn't get this house because I went with a shopping list of requirements of things that I needed in the house. I needed a big driveway. I've got a long driveway. I needed a garage. I needed a finished basement. This house has all that. And I think because they couldn't sell and they got a little desperate, that's why I got such a good deal on it. Cash only. Boyce's charges black folks hella money to learn what E3 teaches for free. Really? No, not the cyan, the muscan, the McCann. Inspired by Ebony Love. What do you mean by lifestyle profile versus dream girl profile? Uh, Essentially on disruptive male, and this right here will change your dating life. I tell all the guys to create a dream girl profile, to create a profile of the type of woman you want to be, looks, height, personality, all of that. And typically, once you do that, you activate your subconscious mind, which will pull her to you. Like, this is what I like. She's 5'2". She's cute from the head to her toes. She even has pretty feet, nice legs. That's the dream girl. There's a certain type of chick that I date that's predicated on my dream girl profile. Because now, if you start looking at them, they all start to look kind of similar because that's my blueprint. That's my template. I like what I like. I like short women who are fun, friendly, and highly intelligent. And just put this on your dream girl profile. So once you go ahead and catalog all of your desires and you write them down, it's amazing how these chicks start popping up. It's kind of like you get a brand new Honda, right? You get a red Honda, then all of a sudden you notice how all these Hondas around. Those Hondas have always been there. You just notice them because you're now keyed in on them. And that's what the dream girl profile does. It keys you in on the type of woman you want. So you get them. And then with the lifestyle profile, like, I tell guys, like, if you want to live in Manhattan Beach in a beach house, write it down. Then work your way backwards on how to get to that. Do not like my ex. She's downgrading her lifestyle because she can't do what she was doing when she was with me. Because, it's like, yeah, I'm going to get this Volvo. I'm going to get this Range Rover, stuff to McCann. And she had been talking about that McCann for the longest. And if she had stayed with me, she could have got it. But since she's now paying all her own bills, she can't get it. It's too much. She's like, why should I pay $40,000? She wanted that car so bad. And this is the story of America. I'm going to downgrade my lifestyle. I'm going to live in a van. I'm going to live in a tiny house because my economics dictate how I live versus me dictating my economics. You should dictate your economics. Don't let your economics dictate you. Eat sense. She could have did it if she stayed here. BK Bros black victimhood mentality and sales funnel to his courses. Everybody's talking about that interview with Grant Cardone in The Wolf of Wall Street. Benny, hey. Tarifa Hansen, you don't find smart women to be more controlling. Once again, when you occupy the dominant male friend, you don't even attract those kind of women. Actually, upon further, because I got some videos on disruptive male y'all want to check out. Looking back, I should have married that trust fund baby. The girl was worth $10 million. We had a great relationship. It was just me being, she couldn't deal with other chicks. That was one of the issues. But looking back, we got along fine. And she really, really cared for me. And I knew this because our first date, she paid for our first date like it was nothing. Check came. She just reached in the pocket, pulled out a credit card, and put it on the table. First date. That's how she was. And, if you can date a rich woman, do so. A rich, normal, generous, well-adjusted person, because it was a great relationship. And I look back and I was like, that's the one that got away. Because I remember the first time I found out that she was rich, I was like, just checking your conversation. Are you like independently wealthy? And she said, well, you picked up on that pretty fast. This is what happened. And she said, we get along so well. Normally, I wouldn't tell you this, but my father was in Mexico and he did some stuff with the Mexico government. And there's like a $10 million trust fund that me and my sister split, and I get a check every month. I said, good for you. I was happy to have a check that was paid. I'm gonna do a video for Disruptive Mail called "Dating Down" because that seems to be a thing. And I was making money, but I wasn't making. I didn't have the kind of money she had rolling in. It was never an issue. But see, she was generous. She had no problem shelling out money for me. Like, let's go to this trip. Okay, I got you. I bought you a ticket. Bet. And I would do for her. She would do for me. That was very reciprocal. It was never an issue that she was worth that much money. It was never an issue. I never felt inadequate or jealous because I was giving her the D. Oh man, I miss those little moans. I miss those little moans because she was something special. But once again, I'm gonna do that video. Cash Ronnie, my girlfriend, was slash 4'11". Yeah, the one I showed you, she's 5'2". Inspired by Ebony Love, 10 to 5. Smartness of intelligence doesn't make one controlling. It's insecurity. There's plenty of stupid controlling people on the planet. Amen, amen. I think Hollywood prep because Voice Watkins does a lot of pop culture in his videos, and it's not all about business and stuff. No, the Asian girl from the beach wasn't the trust fund. Erica Williams, man, I created that man profile and had to head straight to the gym. Hey, if that's what you want, you got to go into the environment where they hang out. If you want a girl that works out, go to the gym. What she paid? Yeah, I've had. See, this is the thing. When you occupy the dominant masculine profile and you get good women, they have no problem. I've had many chicks pay for dates we went on. And once again, like my ex, she paid for a lot of dates. Damn, Benny. I don't care if she was not. Oh man. She maintained her power. She was just a very generous, kind person. Oh, each sense that's funny. Giving her that sausage. Amen. Oh, YouTube recommendations are wow. Benny, but most women won't date down. You don't see a professional woman making 100K dating a 10-hour man who plays video games. That's more of an intellectual situation because a chick making 100K, she's going to have a certain mindset that the video game guy just ain't going to be able to appreciate or understand. Produce justice. I mean, I've seen him do stuff like he'll do something about Stacey Dash and all this because he infuses pop culture into his business channel and the community stuff. And like let's put it this way: when I first discovered Boyce, I didn't like him because he was saying stupid stuff, and then he went back and because he was all about black folks got to go to college and get a degree. And I was just like, and at the time I had a video called "The Degree Myth," and then he came around and he corrected that. Then he led a bunch of people into Bitcoin. And this is the thing: all the people that I know who are making money did not go for the Bitcoin nip. They weren't thirsty, and he went to it. All my folks who were making 100, 200, 300K, they're like, I ain't buying no Bitcoin. So once again, Thank you, Romel. Time is money. Royston, no, I don't sell merch. I'm probably going to bring that back because merch you got to do it a different way. Eat Sense. I had a female acquaintance from class that bought me a drink for Starbucks, and we weren't even dating. She came from a rich family. Millennial women that are serious are coming up. Hey, college is a ripoff. Inspired by Ebony Love, Prison Bay, as they called him, snagged the top shop Harris. I don't think he had anything to offer other than his look. She certainly dated down, even had a baby with him. Her parents tolerated him too. Prison Bay. They were going crazy over that. Fellas, I know this is going to sound crazy, but there are a lot of beautiful, generous, kind, sensible women. And when you change your energy into the dominant masculine frame, because every woman wants to be protected. You know what this trust fund baby who had $10 million used to tell me? She loved laying in my big arms. She felt protected. Once again, you got to occupy that dominant frame because I've dated a lot of women, not a lot. I've dated a few women who made way more money than me, and it was never an issue. I think for the average dude, dating a woman that makes more money than him ain't a problem. It's like, bet, cool. You can maintain, cool. But every woman wants to feel secure and protected. And this is where physiology and all this other stuff comes into it. Benny, lots of people were scammed on Bitcoin. Pretty much. Dominic Craig. They tell blacks to go to college for jobs tomorrow and they give illegal aliens jobs today. What's up, AM1? I pretty much head to cigar lounges, happy hours, association parties, good vibe. You got to fish where in the waters where you know if you want catfish, you got to go with a catfish shark. You want trout, you got to go with a trout swim. That's what you got to do. Since I used to watch a lot of these black channels to Rick, Tommy, and Boyce, but once I got a job and went back to college, I just got tired of their rants and focused on my economics. And that's one of the things that I've been teaching since day one, because I didn't get into the black politics because money don't care what color you are. And this is why I shared when my storage auction book was selling. I had black folks, I had white folks, I had Asian folks. Truth be told, the majority of my customers in 2011 when I made that bag were white people. And, I'm seeing these channels where like, you're a black businessman, nobody white. I'm like, I'm living that every day. I got white people putting money in my pockets. Still do. And I'm not going to get into this color thing when I know better. You can make a bag of money from white people if you serve them what they want. Plain and simple. And this is why I don't go with the boys crowd. And because, this whole thing about, I think he teaches people not to live up to their full potential, because you can't live up to your full potential thinking that you're going to be fucked because you black. They ain't going to help you live to your full potential. And this is why I say start a business, put your stuff out there, make your money. Inspired by everything. Yep, we want protection, provision, security, and whether physics or physical or financial, and to know our babies have the same. How do you deal with it when there's a drought? You just ride it on through, man. You just ride it on through. Yeah, money is money, period. Money's bilingual. Yes, it is. That's it, man. Get the bag. I'm not a victim. Don't play the victim role. And that's some stuff that Boyce mentions quite a bit, and I'm just not for that. Because one of the reasons that I've not aligned myself with people in the black sphere is a lot of stuff that is put out. I don't believe in that. There was recently a video I was watching, and this dude was going out like, what race of people you wouldn't date? And all the black folks saying, they ain't dating white folks because they mean and they do all this other stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, this is learned behavior. You take a little black baby and you take a white baby and you put them in the crib and you don't tell them no difference, they going to play. Until people start saying stuff. This racism is taught. It's not natural. AM1, I believe the skills have the ability to override racism, at least temporarily. Let me tell y'all a little story. Out on the storage auction trail, one of the things that I prided myself on was leveling up. The first 2 months, they was handing me my ass. But once I learned the game and I learned how to buy units, I became a force to be reckoned with. And there was this one guy who was clearly 100% racist. His name was Bobby. Bobby didn't like black people. Bobby acted funny. I'm like, fuck you. I lit him up. And I didn't light him up for a day. I didn't light him up for a week. I lit him up for months. Till one day we're up in Alpharetta at Public Storage, and Bobby comes over to me and is like, hey, you don't bid against me, I won't bid against you. And I thought he was full of shit. I'm like, whatever. I'm going to light you up like I always do because I don't like you. And he actually did not bid against me. It was me and him. We were two veterans with a bunch of new people. I got everything I wanted for the low. And I was like, man. And he kept his word to the end of my storage auction days. So if that ain't economics overriding racism, I don't know what is. And this is why I tell y'all these things, that get your money up, get your power. I was out there fighting economically with white folks and winning. Winning. You can do the same thing. Just your mindset. All right, each sense. What's learned by having white friends? Race is a lie. BK Pro, I tell my lady that all the time. The only color that matters is green. Absolutely. Once Abdul had an interview with Glendon, I started following Glendon's channel, and now I have my own place with no roommates, not caring about the nonsense with Boys Tariq. Absolutely. Martin, Storage Wars was fake as hell. Fake as hell. Because see, one of the things I've learned, and here's another story. I worked in business environments, and our clerk, her name was Marilyn, she was racist. And she used to overly check my paperwork to the point that I complained to the owner, and the owner had to check her, and like, he's a salesman. Because I was making him money, and he didn't want her messing up his money. And when I left, that racist Marilyn sent me her resume to work for me in a submissive position as a clerk. I called my boy Mario. I was completely blown away because I was like, yeah, she racist as the day is long. So time and time in my life, I have seen economics slap racism. Slap it in his face, knock it out. And these is why I tell you this stuff, because, you know, one of the ways to get popular on YouTube is to speak a certain type of trope. Like if I wanted, if disruptive male, if I started dogging women, my channel would grow like fire, because this is where a lot of people, they just want to hear people talk about, well, women ain't this, women ain't that, women ain't this. I mean, there's whole channels talking about women hitting the wall. I don't celebrate anybody getting old. I don't cheer when women hit the wall. But once again, I'm a man that's had a lot of positive experiences with women. So I have no reason to hate women. I have no reason to go on these long tirades. Because I sought solutions to my problems instead of sitting and whining and going on and on. Street View Media, you're clearly not looking at how these kids are interacting today. I would vigorously disagree with that assertion that you're trying to pay, because you're speaking that same trope. How is giving a racist money proof that racism is over or neutralized? Did you listen to what I just said? How did giving a racist? I didn't hire her. I don't know where you come up with it. Like, look, for you folks who are stuck on this racism bullshit, miss me with that. That ain't my life. I've not had those experiences. I walk in the room with swagger because I'm a winner. I don't walk in the room like a little dog with my tail between my legs, like, oh, you're a white person. You gonna say something bad about me. Fuck that shit. Stop that shit. You're sounding like punks, because when y'all go into these racist tropes, like, oh, well, it's learned behavior. Be a man. Be a courageous man. Put your balls on the table. Stop being a little punk ass bitch talking about racism. Racism ain't gonna stop you from being a millionaire. The only thing that's gonna stop you from being a millionaire is your fucked up mindset. Stop thinking about white people. Start going out and competing with white people. This shit gets me hot. It gets me hot because people are like, well, it's learned behavior. See, I'm a social scientist and I study, because they're on here YouTube channels. There's interracial couples. They're young people, and there's no racism in the comments. But see, I actually study and live in the real world. I don't live in this fancy world that a lot of y'all live in. Produce justice. Racism ain't gonna stop you. The only thing that's gonna hold you back is you. Cash only. True. Capitalism trumps racism. Dope dealers know that. Inspired by Ebony, I suspect that males who bash women all the time are not heterosexual. There's always been successful blacks. There are winners and losers in the world. You better figure out how to make your show happen. Thank you. I don't know where they're coming from each sense. Forget what they're talking about. I'm looking for a successful black man with a blueprint on how to get money. That's what I'm focused on. Preach. Expat crypto. What about your sales role with experience with racism? I left and I took customers with me. I did not stay there and deal with that. Dominic Craig, how is racism going to stop you from living in America? Produce justice. I'm going to tell you something, and this is something I learned from reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. What you're telling me is you have the white man in your head, and that's going to limit your success. Pick up a power. Let me go ahead and go into this. Because, see, this is one of the reasons that I don't believe in that shit. And I don't allow it to enter my mental. Because, see, you're fighting with me on trying to convince me that I should let racism wound me and stop my success. And I could tell you story after story where I have beat racism and had a situation. You don't want to hear it because you just want to wallow in racism. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Produce Justice. I suggest you go ahead and get that tonight and start listening to it, because what you enters your conscious mind filters to your subconscious. So you got all of this racism stuff, and you're going to experience that because you're going to bring that in your life. How you think determines how you live. And I'm sitting here fighting with you because you're trying to go ahead and break me down to, well, yeah, all white people are evil and they're going to mistreat us black folks. Fuck that. I I know that's to be 100% categorically not true. I know it to be not true. But you want to embrace that, and you're trying to convince me to embrace that when I have fought racism, beat white people at the racist game, and got in the ownership chair. Because, see, when you're just a regular person, yeah, racism can beat you all upside the head. But once you get in the CEO chair, once you start determining and running your life, racism ain't a problem. You know, I may have some racist neighbors. I don't know it because they don't treat me bad. They like, he live in this neighborhood, he must make some money. They don't treat me bad. I don't deal with that stuff. Elevate your economics and you will elevate yourself over a lot of racism. And I refuse to accept these woe, sad Negro spirituals like, well, you know, I got duped by racism. Whenever I encountered racism, I fought it and won and moved the fuck on. So we're not going to hit here. We're not going to sing these old Negro spirituals and commiserating racism. I'm a winner, bruh. Join the winner's circle. And I guarantee you, your mentality will change. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Jeremiah. Agree 100%. My number one client base is white women. I've had a heavy Southern accent. I'm still closing marketing deals. Morning Blue, hey. And then neck of the woods, man, I'm just sick of that shit. Racism is very real, but you can still be successful in spite of it. Racism doesn't have the teeth. We don't have people swinging from trees anymore. And one, if anything, racism should be used as a motivation to level up, to go harder. Absolutely. That's funny. Racism and white supremacy not supported is real. I mean, the real superiority is Asian supremacy, but no one talks about that because it's all about white supremacy, white supremacy. You still have to get strategic relationships and be excellent, get your money. Hollywood prep, preach Uncle G. I like to compete with them and shine in their face and keep preaching truth. Better be rich than poor when you're dealing with racism. Art Austin, sounds like these fools are indoctrinated with self-hate and blame whites. Better look at yourself and elders for the delusional mindset. Amen, amen. Morning Blue, thanks for $10 super chat. Shouts out to the OG listeners, man. It's good to have mentors who don't allow you to keep your excuses from not having what you want. Amen. Some folks love being as victims. Absolutely. Nephew Hustle, man, I was screaming racism for a whole while I was succeeding in life, and I was getting opportunities from white people. Had to come to the conclusion that racism was not my problem in 2019. Produce justice. We're talking about people who are beating those banks. Once again, is that holding you back? We talk about real estate. Redlining based on race is a real thing. Not in not where I live. We talk about business credit, major bank sued for $400 million because of discrimination. We talk about it. Once again, I've been able to get past all that. Neck of the woods, it is. Most people speak about racism incorrectly. Racism by the group situation, what most people are referring to as prejudice. Victim mentality is real out here. If you're bored rich, don't understand why so many put so much into racism, get money, stop crying. Sky Blevin, good point about Asian supremacy. Whites are not in power globally and acting, and actually the minority worldwide. Pretty much, because once again, I get fired up about this because you can't tell me what you say is true. Now, let's talk about Byron Allen and his fight with Comcast. Byron Allen, in this racist environment, became a millionaire several times over. So is it racism or is it your lack of action? Let me just go ahead and put it to you. Racism hadn't stopped me from doing whatever I want. I was selling products and stuff to people living in Israel. I've had Asian people buy my stuff. I don't, once you start practicing black excellence, and let me make a prediction. With the current crop of non-white quarterbacks, because Tua's going to go. He's not going to go number one like he was, but he's still going to go. Lamar Jackson is the reason that RG3's career is still going, because they needed a similar type quarterback. Lamar Jackson has changed the quarterback position. All of these guys who can run, and what you're seeing are a lot of guys who are white who can actually run. The quarterback position is going to evolve in 5 years. There's going to be more black quarterbacks in the NFL, and with this current crop that's coming out, people are going to be salivating. Lamar Jackson is black excellence. He ain't supposed to be playing that position like that. He's crushing it. That's what you get when you get black excellence. You get success and results. Practice black excellence and stop crying about racism. Produce justice. The only one ignorant here is your ass, because you want to wallow in this shit. It ain't stopping you from getting money. It ain't stopping you from getting a millionaire. The only thing that's stopping you is you. When my friend opened his own furniture store at 27 years old, he had white parents and grandparents trying to hook him up with their family members. Winston Davis, I've been traveling the world for the past 10 years, and you have people of all colors that will help you if you come correct. And most people talk about racism don't have any money. Amen, amen. There's always a lack of action. Even white guys that I know, bitch, they play video games all day. Once again, we cannot change the past, expat crypto, but we can change the future. What happened, happened. It was bad, but once you get money, that doesn't apply to you. And this is what I have been screaming for 10 years. Get money. And racism ain't going to be your problem. So once again, because essentially hoteps don't want to hear these stories of me beating white people at the economic game. You want to know why? Because they don't want to get off their ass and do anything. I was out there in these hot Georgia summers, sweating my ass off, duking it out with the Clampetts, Bobby, and winning. Winning. I did not say, well, I'm black. They're going to be. I'm like, you know what? Oh, you going to bid me up? I'm going to go out and get more money. I was selling on Craigslist before they was selling on Craigslist. I was selling on eBay before they was selling on eBay. I had my PayPal debit card out there. Sometimes I would use my my eBay sales to buy units. They didn't have the cash flow that I had because I sought solutions. Craig, there are winners and losers in the world. Be a winner. Winning is a choice, so is losing. Amen, amen. Money solves a lot of issues. Absolutely. Benny, we got lazy. Because once again, I get heated about this stuff because racism is a toothless tiger. And yes, many bad things happened in the past. I'm watching this show called, I can't even think of it. HBO shows. Watchmen. And it's talking about racism in the past. And America has a very dirty, sordid, racist history. It was from the federal level on down to the regular level. And people fought, and we changed the laws, and things got better. And once again, this is what I'm talking about, progressive black people and like the new black girl. I talk about this stuff. There's going to be a group of black folks who are going to be left behind because they refuse to change how they think. It's just that simple. They you know, it just refusal to change how they think. Look at 7. Once you detox for 27, 90 days, your body won't require the medicine for regulation. I'm not a doctor. This is just an opinion of someone who had a heart attack and lost my fiance to one. Well, I'm thinking about getting acupuncture to help with that. Rugged Collins. Hey, Glenn, you're just a different breed. I witnessed your movement since 2009 or 10. Just look at half your videos. Facts. You need to get money, point blank. Absolutely, Farley. Absolutely. Because, see, once again, this stuff, I was born in Alabama, son of the South, and I really didn't encounter a lot of racism. I know that sounds strange. I think Vicky called me nigger in the 7th grade. That was about it. And if I knew what I knew now, I could have put my dangalang in Vicky. The way that she acted. She's a redheaded white girl. If I had known the information I have now, I could have smacked all that up. But once again, we're going to talk about how to start businesses, and we're going to talk about mindset. Mindset is so critical. Mindset is everything. Because it's 2019, about soon to be 2020. And if you are focused on things that happened 50 years ago with no regard to the progress that was made today, you slipping. Yes, things were bad for black folks 50, 60 years ago. Right now, I'm here to tell you, if you are a dominant, powerful, economic black man, you can virtually have any chick on the planet. I was talking to this Iranian dude at the gym, and he was just telling me how white girls were on him because white men are as masculine as other groups of men, not categorically. Once again, applied knowledge is power. Knowledge, because like I said, I don't dwell on racism. I know it was bad for but my grandfather had a barber shop. I got a picture of my uncles in the car, a big car. That means they had money back in the day. I dwell on success. I think about success. I don't get caught up in this black politics because it's not going to help me make any money. It's just not. Well, I'm working on that. Can't drive ahead when you're looking back in the rearview mirror. Absolutely. This is so true. All right. I'm about to bounce. I will see you savages later. Be prosperous, get your bag, make your money. Keep your vision